Okay, Troy, why don't you tell us who you are and where we're at? And
My name is Troy Donovan Neliton. I'm 44 years old. I live in southeast Salem in my little apartment with my little cat.
all right, Troy, why are you so passionate about sharing your message and making a short video for us today?
Because I know what I threw away in my life. I had so many talents: a drummer, a sport in basketball. I could have gone either one of those ways. I chose the rock star way, which unfortunately for a lot of people is overdose. Mine was a drinking and driving accident, and I hear a lot about that on the news. And like I said, you get one chance at life. Don't screw it up. Don't throw it away like I did.
What was your favorite thing to do before the accident in high school? Besides party.
I love to play the drums. I was a good drummer. I'm not as good as I thought I was, but I was a good drummer, being in a band. And having a active social life was also very important to me.
And you had a few state championships in basketball and a few first team All-States in there too, didn't you?
I had 2 state championship basketball patches. I received second team All-State my junior year, first team All-State my senior.
Okay, awesome. So going back, I mean, right before the accident that night, do you remember much of what was the plan that night? Was it much different than any other night?
Just go to a party, drink.
Yeah, so there was nothing that really stood out, just
No.
one night like any other night you were drinking?
It was no different.
Okay. And how about on the way home, what was, do you know much of what the circumstances were? Obviously you're driving.
I've heard this on TV that people who have brain injuries don't remember that whole day. I remember that day up to the point going to the party. I don't remember leaving the party.
Did you have a fast, nice car though?
Well, I had a 79 Camaro Berlinetta. This was back in 85, so 79 wasn't quite that ancient back then.
A nice big 4-barrel and the V8 and all that.
Teenagers should not have 4 barrels.
Right. So the crash happens. Obviously, you don't remember much of it. Then what happened? What's the first recollection of after the accident? I mean, the hospital.
When I went into coma for 6 weeks, I believe, and when I came out of the coma, my mind was so messed up. I thought I had finally done it. You know, I had achieved rock and roll fame. These ladies were coming and bringing me food. Found out later it was nurses, but I was not altogether here.
Yeah. So when you started getting it together and you had more of the mental function, when you started having to do the rehab and for physical rehab and relearn to do things, how hard was that?
It was frustrating because, you know, I was expecting to go back to the person I used to be. You know, maybe not basketball star, maybe not drummer in a band. Well, it may be that too, but I got nothing. I lost everything.
So the transition out of the hospital, so you transitioned out of the, I guess, vocational rehab and then went into, did you go to a group home at that point or were you alone at that point?
I lived at home with my mom, dad, and brother. And until I got a chance to move into Raw House. Raw House stands for Residential Alternative Housing, a home for head injured people. And I lived there for over a year. And they basically kind of had to kick me out because why would I want to leave? I was being fed and company, and I was there for, like I said, over a year. Maybe a year and 3 months, moved into my first apartment.
And the challenge with the Raw House, I mean, that people that have head injuries often have other things that go with that and short tempers and things. How was it living with other people that were having challenges? Is it difficult or was it a good place?
It was frustrating to me.
Probably just a privacy part?
Well, as far as being brain injured, that's got a lot of stigma to it. You know, they're freaks or flakes, whatever. I didn't feel I fit into that group, but yet I am brain injured, so I couldn't escape that.
I think it was freak label would have been better apropos for you before the accident. So then, now what's life like in day to day now? What do you do and look forward to now in these days?
During the school year, I don't go to school. I can't write, so but I'm a crossing guard, and I enjoy that. I enjoy the kiddos, and they're excited to see me. I'm excited to see them. And you know, it's not exactly what I had planned out for my life, but it is what it is.
What are three of the biggest challenges you feel like that have really held you back or frustrated you on a weekly, monthly, yearly basis since the accident?
I can't write because of the brain injury. I can't read. I can read if I close one eye, but that's way too much stress on the one reading eye. And I'm 44 and I'm alone.
Those are some...
I mean, this is not a dating thing, but I mean, you know, I am a man. I have wishes and desires.
Right.
And none of those are being met. So, you know, that tends to be a little frustrating, but once again, it is what it is.
If this video could do anything, if you could wave a magic wand over this process and as people view this, what would be the number one thing you'd want to happen from this?
People don't take driving for granted. Driving is you have a possible lethal weapon, what you're driving, and by speeding and texting and or drinking, partying, you're not showing the car the respect it deserves.
Looking back at when we were that age, or even in our adult life, we all have things we feel like we're invincible, or we feel that it's not going to happen to us. That kind of it's not going to happen to me attitude.
That was totally me.
Yeah, and even today, you know, in adult life, people struggle with that. What do you think is going to resonate with someone watching this? I guess what's the key that if you saw this video, 20 years ago, what would have been something that would have been important for you to know as a final parting comment here?
Well, as far as I know, drinking and driving happened long before I was born. Drinking and driving will happen long after I'm dead, because nobody thinks it's going to happen to them.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Troy.